Finding the right mid layer can ruin or rescue your hike. After years of sweating in bulky layers, Alpha Direct changed everything for me, and Farpoint's gear has been a standout lately for me when I'm out walking. So in this video, I'll show you what makes Alpha Direct different and why I'm loving the Farpoint Alpha Cruiser. What is Alpha Direct and why it's everywhere? Now, a couple of years ago, I shared my experiences over the last 30 years with traditional fleece in a video, and right away, the comments flooded in. Everyone was telling me you need to try Alpha Direct. Now, honestly, I'd never really looked into it before, but like any curious gear nerd, I went out, grabbed a few pieces, and started putting them to the test. And now, well, I'm hooked. So I hear some of you asking,
Mauser, what is Alpha Direct?
well, Alpha Direct is an incredibly lightweight, ultra breathable material that was actually developed for the US Special Forces. Unlike regular fleece, which can sometimes feel a bit like a portable sauna, Alpha Direct is built to dump excess heat, move sweat away, and dry in no time. The real trick is in the structure. Imagine something sort of halfway between fleece and mesh. There's plenty of airflow, but still enough loft to trap warmth when you need it. And you can see it there, that sort of mesh-like structure. Because it's so feather-light, it's become the go-to choice for anyone who wants serious performance without extra grams. You'll see it everywhere now, in jackets, beanies, even in socks. And you can even get pants too. You can get Alpha Direct from loads of brands, but lately I've been field testing gear from Oregon-based company Farpoint Outdoor Gear. And honestly, it's been a standout. The team at Ultralight Gear here in Australia sent me a couple of the Farpoint pieces to try, and I've been putting them through their paces to see how they hold up. If you're after warmth and comfort without the bulk, then Alpha Direct is one of the smartest upgrades you can make to your hiking kit. So let's dig into where it works best and when you might want to give it a miss.
Where Alpha Direct shines and where it doesn't.
Here's why Alpha Direct has such a loyal following. It nails the sweet spot as a mid layer, enough warmth without bulk, and breathable enough that you don't end up drenched in sweat. Lately, I've been wearing it on chilly morning walks down to about -2 degrees Celsius, and I was surprised by how comfortable I stayed. No overheating, no clamminess. I've even taken it out on a few cool weather runs, and if I ever get too warm, it packs down super small, smaller than a regular beanie I find, and it disappears into a bulky sort of pocket or into my larger running belt. But here's the catch. Alpha Direct isn't built to be bomb-proof. If you're planning on pushing through thick scrub or doing anything rough on gear, you'll want something a bit more rugged. When you look at this fabric, well, it could easily catch on foliage, on bushes, you name it, which can lead to strands trailing off the fleece potentially. Now, I haven't had any trouble with this myself, but it doesn't worry me too much either, but it is something to be aware of. The other thing with this fabric is that it isn't really stretchy, so you'll want to get your sizing correct. But you still want it pretty tight fitting. But for regular tracks, for hanging around camp or layering under a shell, that's where it really shines. Take the Farpoint Alpha Cruiser as an example. Well, it is 90 GSM, which is what many consider to be the sweet spot between warmth and weight. But what I love is how easily it just fits into my layering system. Alpha Direct, like its name suggests, is designed to be worn directly next to the skin. It is most effective when it has direct skin contact. This is because when warmth is generated by the body, the little air pockets created by the fabric that you can see there, they trap the heat and hold on to the warmth. So you can see there, the mesh, little air pockets, that's where the warmth is getting trapped. But I also, when it really chills off, I wear it over a super breathable mesh base layer, something like my Brunji mesh base layer, or under a wind shell for a quick boost of warmth. It packs down incredibly small. Look how small this beanie packs down. So it's always easy to stash. Look at that. You can barely see it. It's in the fist. There's no zips or pockets to catch or add bulk. It's just simple, lightweight design. But just keep in mind, durability is the trade-off. If you're hard on your gear, Alpha Direct can show it. But that said, after more than a month of daily use with my day pack on, for probably 2.5 hours a day, mine still looks brand new. And I'm genuinely loving this thing and the beanie too. And even on those off-track trips I do, week-long or longer expeditions where every gram counts, I reckon this will still make the cut. When you're bush bashing through scrub, you've generally got your raincoat or shell on anyway. So if it's a really cold day, I can layer in the Alpha Cruiser underneath the jacket, and the weight savings will really add up on those longer trips. And full disclosure, these pieces came from the team at Ultralight Gear, who are also the sponsors of today's video. Now, just to be upfront, I get emails almost daily from brands wanting to collaborate or have me review their products. And honestly, I turn pretty much all of them down. But Ultralight Gear, formerly known as Ultralight Hiker, is different. I've been using their site for years as my go-to for checking out new products or just seeing what's fresh in the ultralight world. Well before this partnership, I'd already bought heaps from them, everything from food bags to power banks. Every order has been smooth, and the one time I needed to return a dodgy battery bank, well, their customer service was fantastic and it was sorted pretty much instantly. So when they reached out about working together, it was an easy yes. I only work with brands I genuinely use and trust, and Ultralight Gear has been at the top of that list for a long time. So a big thanks to them for supporting the channel and helping make videos like this possible. But now, back to the video.
How I layer.
The real magic of Alpha Direct is how easy it is to slot into almost any system. Here's exactly how I use it. For active hiking, most days if I need it, I would wear it over a super breathable mesh base layer or a light synthetic tee. If you haven't used mesh before, it's basically the ultimate in airflow. It keeps you dry underneath. This combo is spot on for moving fast in cold weather. It's warm, but it's never sweaty. But that is just me. Like I said, you can wear this directly on the skin too as your base layer. At rest stops and camp, the second I stop moving, I throw on the Alpha Direct layer to lock in body heat and keep the chill at bay. If the temperature drops or the breeze picks up, I'll add in a lightweight rain jacket or wind shell on the top. Then in cold or windy conditions, if things are getting a bit breezy, I just put it under any waterproof jacket or rain shell. And that outer shell, that outer layer, that traps the warmth while your Alpha Direct breathes and keeps you comfortable underneath. And just a heads up there, if you wear Alpha Direct alone in strong wind, it lets the breeze straight through. So always keep a wind layer handy, and that makes sense. It's a mesh layer. Look at that mesh structure. That's going to let the breeze straight through. For me, the Farpoint Alpha Cruiser that I've got on here has all but replaced my old heavier fleece, one like the Patagonia R1, which was a lot heavier. This is simpler, lighter, and packs down to nothing. And I'm also loving the Farpoint Drifter cap. It's tiny, it's ultralight, and it's great for those frosty early morning starts. And if you want to go all in, you can even get Farpoint Alpha Direct socks and pants now. So you could literally build a full head-to-toe system if you wanted. But due to the delicate nature, those items, the pants and the socks, are made for more around camp, not for while you're walking, because you just destroy those if you wear them while you're walking.
Who is Alpha Direct for, and when should you actually use it?
So Alpha Direct is made as an active insulation layer. It works best when you're on the move. Whether you're hiking or trail running in cool conditions, that's when it's really going to shine. I've been testing this here, Farpoint Alpha Cruiser and the Drifter cap, on everything from chilly morning commutes to long day walks, and every time they've performed really well when I'm in motion. I was actually pretty surprised at how insulating the cap can be too. It's great for when I'm just powering along in the cold and want to take the edge off without putting on a full beanie. And I can keep this on for pretty much all of a 45-minute walk. Near the end I might take it off because I'm starting to get a bit hot, but that's sort of how I've been using it. So you'll probably get the most from Alpha Direct and Farpoint, the Farpoint range, if, for example, you want an ultralight super breathable layer that keeps you warm without overheating. That is ideal for fast hiking, running, or those icy early starts. You'll also like it if you like building a flexible system. So Alpha Direct as a base layer or as your mid layer, and if it gets colder or windy, you just throw a windproof or rain shell over the top. And if you're trying to cut weight, especially for longer trips, well, that's where every gram adds up. But having said that, I always still take an insulated jacket as well. I just do that with any other mid layer that I take. I take my insulated jacket as well, and I still would with this as well. But that is just me. But this is probably not the right fit for you if you're spending lots of time bush bashing through very rough scrub. This fabric isn't built for hardware. And one thing to note is that this fabric doesn't really have much stretch, so you'll want to make sure you get the size right. But keep in mind that it does want to be pretty close fitting for maximum effect. And talking of stretchiness, well, in the beanie, for example, if I put that on, I mean, there's not a lot of stretch in it. It just sort of sits there. It's not coming off. I can instantly feel the warmth as well. It's great. But it's not stretchy like you would expect a beanie to be. And that felt a bit weird to start with, but I still love it. I'm really liking this beanie. Might look a bit funny on me, maybe, but no, I love it. And if you want to check it out for yourself, Ultralight Gear carries the Farpoint range. There's a link in the description down below to Ultralight Gear. And if you want to see the single biggest gear secret I've learned from 30 years of hiking, then check out this video up here next so you can find out how to really dial in your system.